greatest teams of that year play.
Welcome to NBA Today. I'm Malika Andrews. Merry Christmas Eve and happy holidays. We have a full slate of folks here to break down the Christmas Day slate for you all. Holding it down in our Los Angeles studio is Chiney Agumake and Roz Gold-Onwude. And then we also have senior NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski, senior writer Zach Lowe, and Mr. Carry On himself, Big Perk, Santa Perk, Kendrick Perkins, whatever you want to call him. But friends, let's start with an early Christmas present that we have, because according to Woj and Zach Lowe, the reigning finals MVP and two-time league MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo has been cleared of the NBA's health and safety protocols and could possibly play in tomorrow's game against the Celtics. So now bringing in Zach Lowe and Adrian Wojnarowski. Zach, you and Woj, you all broke this story this morning that Giannis Antetokounmpo has cleared the health and safety protocols and could possibly play on Christmas Day. But what are the steps that are going to need to happen between now and then to see him out on the court?
I think, like every player coming out of protocols, he's going to get on the court and he's going to see how he feels. I mean, we don't know how some of these guys feel just in terms of conditioning after being cooped up for 10 days, if they're ready to really ramp it up in a big nationally televised game against a really good team in Boston, or at least a good team in Boston. So I think he just wants to see how he feels. And as with every case, all of these decisions are and should be up to the player. But if he feels good, I think there's hope that he'll play.
Well, and if we know Giannis Antetokounmpo, we know that in his mind, he probably wants to be out there so badly if there's any way that he can. But Woj, what are the statuses of other players, including Kevin Durant and Trae Young, who are out right now? Will we see them possibly on Christmas Day?
Malika, let's start with Kevin Durant. And while Steve Nash said today that James Harden is going to play against the Lakers tomorrow, there's still a glimmer of hope, I'm told, that Kevin Durant could be cleared and be able to play against the Lakers. My sense is the Nets, Kevin Durant, aren't counting on it, but there's still more testing to do in time for tomorrow's game. Now, Atlanta and New York, the first game tomorrow. Trae Young, I'm told, there's very little optimism left right now that he could be cleared and play. Clint Capella, another one of his Hawk teammates who's in protocols, there's more of a possibility he might. And so that one will be known closer to game time tomorrow. But Clint Capella, again, still has more testing to do. And then the Lakers, who played Brooklyn tomorrow night, they committed today to signing Darren Collison, who they bring out of retirement, was a free agent guard in 2019 that had a lot of interest around the league, was going to make in the range of $10-12 million a year on a deal, and decided to retire. He's flirted with the idea of coming back, including with the Lakers a couple times over the last few years, but I'm told he went in, had a workout with the Lakers recently, and listen, they need help. They need playmaking help. They need help off their bench. So they'll see if that 10-day, initially an injury exemption, 10-day contract, if that can turn into something more for Darren Collison and the Lakers.
So we will see Darren Collison on Christmas Day. It sounds like maybe not Kevin Durant, but a little bit more testing to be done there. We'll see James Harden and Trae Young. There is less optimism for Adrian Wojnarowski's reporting. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Hey, Roz, take it away in the studio.
Hey, Malika, thank you. Yeah, many of the teams that are playing on Christmas Day were in action last night, so let's go coast to coast and start with them boys in the Golden State.
Your favorite.
Hey, Steph Curry went crazy. 46 points as the Warriors beat the Grizzlies. This was Steph's NBA high, fifth 40-point game of the season, and his 67th career game with 8 threes. And for the Dubs' Christmas opponent, they got the Suns. They won 25 of their last 27 games, Chiney.
They're on fire. They're rolling.
Devin Booker had 37 and 7, and Phoenix has now won 20 consecutive games with Booker starting. That's the longest streak by a Suns starter since starts were recorded in 1970. All right, so Kemba Walker said, "Don't quit on me." He's the second Knicks. Okay, New York City. He dropped a 40-piece, and he's the second Knicks guard to drop 40 points in the last decade, as the Knicks did end up with the loss to Washington. All right, LeBron James putting in work. Had another big game, 36, 9, and 6, but it wasn't enough, Janae. The Lakers lost their season-high 4th straight.
My goodness, the Lakers, they have to find some answers, and you usually think that LeBron James is the answer, but they need more help.
We have no chemistry with any lineup from the simple fact that we literally haven't logged enough minutes. It's the truth. What is our starting lineup besides me and Russ and AD, or AD and Russ, or me and Russ? You know, we've both been out, so we don't know.
The Lakers enter Christmas a game under 500, and that's not good news for them, as no eventual title winner has been under 500 on the holiday in NBA history, aside from last season when the Bucks were 0-1. As we just saw, if history has anything to do with it, the Lakers' title hopes are slim, to say the least. But we welcome back senior writer Zach Lowe. What up, Zach? And NBA champion Kendrick Perkins. What up, Big Perk, to the show? Now, I want to know, all right, guys, I want to know what one word best describes the Lakers right now. And Janae, you're actually the analyst on the Nets-Lakers game on ESPN Radio tomorrow. First of all, let me give you some love.
Thanks, sis. And she's going to be right before me, so yeah.
On Suns Warriors. Hey, let's do it. All right, sis, so let me get that one word to describe the Lakers right now. Start with you.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas Eve. My one word, unfortunately, and it's normal for everyone this time of year, is cold. Meaning, yes, they have really cooled off their games overall, dropping a number of games under 500. And if you look at how they lost yesterday, my goodness. I mean, LeBron goes for 36, Russ goes for 30, and you still lose. The Spurs hit 13, I believe, more threes than the Lakers. And on top of it, the Spurs bench outscored the Lakers 69-20. Now, mind you, they're playing without AD. Mind you, they're playing without 5 total players overall. They're trying to just stay afloat. But I say cool/cold because you're afraid that this season might be frozen. Right? Like, for the Lakers overall. Like, do you think that they have the capabilities of making the finals? Everyone's now cooled off of the Lakers. Now, they do have potential to heat up if they get healthy, but right now, everyone's cold this holiday.
You know what? I call it pathetic. And let me tell you why. Not just because of their performance. I know, but not just because of their performance on the floor, but the excuses after their performance on the floor. Like everyone right now in the NBA is going through COVID protocols, not having players, superstars being out, things to that nature. And I'm watching other teams not make excuses and weather the storm, and the Lakers keep hanging their hat on chemistry and this, that, and the other. And chemistry is necessary, but when you're getting beat by 28 by a young San Antonio Spurs team, that is a problem. When you're not getting back on defense after a made basket and the team is scoring on you, that is a problem. When you're getting picked on in the pick and roll every single time down the floor, that is a problem. And so when I hear the Lakers, when I hear Braun, when I hear AD, when I hear all these guys come to the interview and say, oh, we haven't been healthy. Neither have the Brooklyn Nets when KD had to take over, or the Atlanta Hawks last night when they beat the Philadelphia 76ers. So that's why it's pathetic to me, because of all the excuses.
Well, I was gonna go with cryptastic, but that's not really a word, so I'm gonna go with gross. Just absolutely gross. To give up 138 at home to a Spurs team that's been frisky lately, playing pretty well, I'll give them that. 138 at home. The Lakers just cannot put it together for any more than what seems like a half. When their offense plays well, their defense stinks. When they defend well, their offense stinks. We're running out of time. Look, I'm kind of with Perk that every team is decimated right now, so I don't want to hear their excuses. But let me defend LeBron, though, for a second, because I do think the Lakers have an unusual lack of continuity. They have no lineup on their entire team has played more than 53 minutes together. No combination of 5 guys. That's the lowest figure for any team. Every team has like 2, 3, 4, 5 lineups that have played more than that. The Lakers' most used lineup all season has appeared in 7 games. The Lakers have played 33 games. So they have been hit by an unusual level of just can't get everyone together at the same time, can't even get their stars together at the same time. There's a better team in here somewhere, but we're just running out of time and running out of reasons for optimism at this point. They cannot put a good performance together for more than 2-3 games at a time.
No, Zach, because all this season they have had at least two of their superstars on the floor at the same time. So that's not an excuse. And when you look at what KD did, just think about this. Before COVID and he had to go into the protocol, they called up guys from the G League, and he ran off 3 straight games with guys that he never played with, really had no chemistry, and went out there and won games. So you telling me that the Lakers at all time could have Russell Westbrook or LeBron James, or LeBron James and Anthony Davis, or Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook, and you're telling me we're going to talk about chemistry and that they should be a game under 500 right now? No, I'm not buying that.
All right, guys. Well, I might have a word for y'all and the Lakers right now. Maybe hope. Because let me bring some brightness to this. No, because the Lakers, they dropped under 500 last night, yet they would still be percentage points ahead of the final play-in spot if the season ended today. And that's because there are currently 10 West teams with a losing record entering Christmas for the first time ever, according to Elias. So, like a lump of coal.
A little bit of, yeah, they definitely need coal this year.
All right, next on NBA Today, make no mistake.
All right, now to LeBron's point, the Lakers have now used 17 different starting lineups this season, passing the 76ers for the most in the NBA last night. Now, no Lakers starting lineup has played more than 4 games together this season. So, Chene, how much pressure is on LeBron with AD out at least a month?
There's a lot of pressure on LeBron James, but it's just a different world that he's operating in. This is his 8th 30-point-plus game in the last 12 games. A couple years ago, we'd be like, if he's scoring 30, it's an automatic win for LeBron, right? The league has changed where he scores 30 and people can actually still compete against them. And I think that's a testament to all the other teams getting their, can I say ish? Getting their ish together and competing. And so there's a lot of pressure on LeBron James. This is a high-risk, high-reward, high-age Los Angeles Lakers squad. At the end of the day, it's almost like Tom Brady. You can never count him out, but right now, it's really difficult. The load he's carried throughout the years has usually amounted in, all right, he can still do it on his own. The league now is you cannot do it on your own. That's why you need Russell Westbrook to show up, which he did, but then there were still turnovers. The league is way more complete than 1 or 2 players, star players, and that's what LeBron James will have to navigate.
So we've all seen the different versions of LeBron, right? There is passive-aggressive LeBron. There's subtweeting LeBron. Okay, there's
I've seen them all.
Very frustrated. And it's great content, right? We always have something to talk about. This is the best version of LeBron, where he could say a lot of things right now. He could be very frustrated right now, but he's out there saying, I'm fine. Our team is fine. We don't even know what our team is. I can do some pretty easy math for you. 17 different starting lineups. They played 32 games. That's a different starting lineup more than half the time.
Yeah.
Okay? This is a different kind of year for the Lakers, and I think LeBron recognizes that. If he wanted to exert frustration, pressure, turn up the tension on this team, he would do it. He would just send a subtweet out there right now. He knows how to do that. And not only did he say, I'm fine, I played 34 minutes. In these 14 games that he's been back since he came back from all his ailments, okay, the stomach, and then he was out for with a health and safety protocols for 1 game, he's averaging 37 minutes a game. That's fine.
But Mo,
that's a lot, but it's fine for him, and he can handle that.
I agree. LeBron James has been sensational, but my question to you then is, is that enough, for the Lakers as currently constructed? Because a lot of times we look like star players should be able to get you wins. It's not the case anymore.
No. And the reason they chose to go and trade for Russell Westbrook, okay, over the Buddy Hield package, over other opportunities that they had, is the Lakers knew LeBron James, Anthony Davis have missed a lot of games the last 2 years. Okay? They're older, they're injury prone, there are things happening in the league. And on the nights when one or both of LeBron or AD is not able to play, they wanted another star. That would be Russell Westbrook. There have been signs that he is getting better in the roles that they have prescribed for him, but the last 2 games, 13 turnovers. 13 turnovers in 2 games. That's not going to work.
But Ramona, okay, so then if we know LeBron James is probably maxing out what he can do for his age, and look, he's averaging 30, so we can't even reference age at this point in time, but where can the Lakers find some help? Because it's not like LeBron 30, AD's not coming back. I know guys have been in and out of the lineups, but where can the Lakers find help on their roster?
They need to find some consistency at point guard and more of a true point guard. Russell Westbrook can play point guard, obviously, but in some ways they would be better off with somebody who can be more of instead of a scoring point guard, to take some of that playmaking off of LeBron, because when AD is not there, LeBron has to play the 5. He has to play in the big role there, and that's a lot for him.
Yeah, no, so, Chene, if you're looking at this roster right now as constructed, do you think the Lakers, they don't even have a lot of flexibility? Is this a team that makes a move, or even if they make a move, they'd probably be stuck somewhere right in the 4 or 5 spot?
I wouldn't make a move right now. Right now, the league it's a very difficult position for teams. Everyone's getting call-ups based on the current health circumstances. I think you hold tight. Get everyone healthy and see what happens in the future.
Yeah, and also you have Taylor Horton-Tucker coming out of the protocols.
Yeah,
1 for 13 last night. We saw normal. Shaq try to say he could do better, but obviously could not last night, which was great TV last night. But Taylor Horton-Tucker can play some point guard when he is given that role, and I think with AD out, Taylor Horton-Tucker. It really is, to me, the key for them. If you can't go find a point guard, maybe you have one on your roster right now.
Yeah, and don't forget Kendrick Nunn, a big free agent signing, has not been available, but. Coming up on NBA.
We will. Welcome to our LA studios here. I'm George Sedano with Chineo Gumake, and we're joined remotely by the future Hall of Famer himself, the man who played a record 22 seasons, Vince Carter. Let's start with the news. James Harden is returning in time for the Christmas Day game against the Lakers. So, Vince, what does this mean for Brooklyn?
It means you have a go-to guy. You have a guy that not only is a facilitator, but a guy can make things happen, put eyes on the offensive guy and create for everyone else. James Harden, if James Harden plays like we saw him in Houston, this is a good sign for them because, yes, he's been a little tentative, a little hesitant, hasn't been playing his best basketball. But, man, if he gets into old James Harden mode, this is a great sign of having him back, particularly if you don't have Kevin Durant or Kyrie.
I'm right there with you, Vince. You actually stole my whole answer, but it's okay. It's Christmas spirit. Okay, I'm not going to be the Grinch. I'm not going to be Scrooge.
Cheat off your sheet.
But I do agree. You know, I always say this a million times, but it just tells you that I watch a lot of the Rockets games. As a Houstonian, you sort of hope, that he's able to get back to that type of form, especially mentally. You know this, Vince, as a primary option. We saw Paul George start the year well because he knew what it was like to be a primary option for his team. I think it's the same thing for James Harden. Again, this year, he's shooting around 40% from the field, 33.7%, I believe, from 3. Those are around his career lows. Opportunities like this, especially to an athlete, when there's no KD. You saw what KD did when he was by himself out there. There's no Kyrie. All right, it's back to me knowing that every shot is the best shot. And so I think it's a Christmas miracle almost that we got a star lined up to play in this game, whereas we did not know that was possible before. So I'm right there with you, Vince. I hope we get to see a little bit more of that fire, that rocket fire, but this time from Brooklyn Nets James.
Yeah, hopefully for James Harden, that kind of shakes him out a little bit of the rut that he's in. But if you're the Nets, I'm pretty sure you want KD in that lineup too. So
absolutely.
We'll see if that's the case. All right, let's get to the Nets' opponent on Christmas Day, which is the Lakers. Yesterday, acting head coach David Fizdale spoke about how Russell Westbrook may be pressing in the absence of Anthony Davis. Let's take a listen.
Some of his plays, he was probably moving too fast or trying to press when things weren't there. And again, these are things that we just had, like I said, we had a great film session. Guys were very open and receptive. And we just talked about connection things. How do we use your talent that draws all of these players to make sure that leads to a great shot for us?
So today, what do you think Fizz means when he says that Russ is pressing?
Well, let me not tell you. Let me show you.
Let's go.
All right, the Lakers, they right now truly need stability. They're 16-16. They're a 500 team. And the reality is Anthony Davis is out for the foreseeable future. Stability comes from the point guard position. And your point guard the last 2 games had 13 or so turnovers. That's not good. So what Coach Fizdale is saying is less is more. And I'll show you exactly what that means. Roll me the tape, producer Kwaku, baby. All right, Russell Westbrook, this is where he gets himself in trouble. 22 seconds on the shot clock. You have to get a great shot playing team basketball. Instead, he forces when the defense is set up, and you can see his exasperation and also Coach's exasperation.
That was a Shackton the other day.
That was definitely a Shackton, but this was not. This was a game-winning play. Look on the other side. This is what he does well. All right, the defense is not guarding you. You force them to react. He sees the help side defense here. We all saw our favorite shot from young Austin Reeves, but this is Russ at his best. When the game is set, we saw LeBron James initiated the play. He forced the defense defensive collapse. He graded a second line of defense, kicked out the assist. That's the Brody in his bag. The difference of picking and choosing your moments, that's what Russell Westbrook has to do, especially now for the Lakers, because they know they need him now more than ever. Coach Tara Vanderveer, my Stanford Hall of Fame, speaking of a Hall of Famers today, my Hall of Fame coach used to always tell us less is more, and why? Because winning, that's fun, you know? So at the end of the day, the Lakers, they need to grind out wins because this is an opportunity for them, especially going up against a team less stars.
Yeah, and by the way, I was there. I saw that pass coming right at Austin Reeves. I was standing by the score.
Oh, yeah, he totally stirred you.
He stirred me. I feel old. I'm washed. It's okay. But by the way, Austin Reeves fouled on that play. He was fouled on that play.
You're right, sir.
But Vince, forget about the fact that he was fouled. I want to bring you in here. What do you make of what Fizz said?
Well, yeah, I want to add to what Shanae said, really, and it goes into what Fizz says, and you're right. If you're struggling, your team's not scoring well, you're not defending well, one thing you cannot do is turn the ball over. And you can't have your lead guard, your point guard, one of your lead guards, turning the ball over at that high of a clip. So for Russ, making the game simple for himself and everyone else, you can see the difference. Forcing it into double teams, yeah, when things are rolling, he can force it in there and you're like, okay, fine. But when your team's not playing well, you have to play under control. Just like that three there. He understood, yes, as a closeout, let me get into the paint. Yes, I see a double team on AD underneath. Make the right pass, and you live with the results. Well, the result led in a Reeves three-point winning shot. So Russ has it in him. He just has to play under control. And when he's feeling good, he tends to play under control.
All right, let's move on here. Let's take a look at today's Crunch Time moment brought to you by Ruffles. Manu Ginobili,
live from Los Angeles.
The Grizzlies and Warriors. It's going to be hotly contested.
Starting to get real familiar with them.
Steph Curry gets all the way to the iron. Curry for three! Beyond the hash mark.
Definitely wanted this one.
Curry double. Goes all the way in. Left hand layup. Good! That was excellent. Steph with 46.
Carry that chip on your shoulder. It's one you can't let slip by because of the history. I enjoy nights like tonight.
Steph and the Warriors will face the Suns tomorrow in just the third Christmas Day game ever, featuring teams that have both won at least 80% of their games. It's also just the fifth Christmas matchup between teams with the league's two best records, and the first since 2005 when the Pistons faced the Spurs. Y'all, it's not just that Stephen Curry makes a lot of threes, it's how he makes those threes. The creativity, the artistry, the range, the efficiency, the no-look turnaway, and that shimmy. Steph's changed the way the game is played and not only broke the all-time three-point record, he's on track to obliterate it. Now, I spoke with Ray Allen about Steph Curry breaking his record, and he told me this isn't about being a great shooter. It's about talent, meeting longevity, meeting availability and reliability. He said what's most impressive is the ability to be great over and over again, night after night.
Here we are, December 14th, 2021, and Steph Curry is going to break the record for most three-point shots of all time. I hear Ray Allen's going to be here. Reggie Miller is doing the game. Another great event in the Garden.
Hey, you've been doing this left and right for how long now?
No different.
Yeah.
This is a coronation, and it's all about Steph, right? He has changed the game, and to be here to witness it, it's pretty special.
Bring the juice, just us, 1, 2, 3. Just us!
My love for just shooting the basketball has always been a part of me as a basketball player. The interesting part is the way that you have to reimagine how you approach the art of shooting. You have to figure out a way to keep elevating your skill set, especially with shooting. Over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, developed a good workout and a good kind of method with my assistant coaches that I truly rely on. I know I've been blessed with a certain skill set, but the work that goes into it is something that I've prided myself on because it's what has set me apart.
Curry for three. Wow! Unbelievable! Oh, we got the three! Another one for the highlight reel. Just a spectacular move here
400 threes in a single season. Steph Curry on a heck of a ride.
Curry, way down top. Bang!
He's in another zone right now.
Oh! Stephen Curry with some magic.
He has absolutely changed the game.
Curry gets an opening, fires a three.
It's just muscle memory and reps that take over during a game. You see the range, you see the creativity with shots, and you see us shooting efficiently. It's the countless reps that we put into it.
He gets out with a Curry. Curry brings it through, one hand three, up and good, nailed it.
You get acknowledged, best shooter, all different type of accomplishments and all that.
Steph Curry with another one.
I can't be the same guy I was here before if I want to keep doing that.
Takes the three, and he got it.
Reimagining what that looks like every year, it was what I found has been the spirit behind it all.
Curry for three. Curry for three. Yes, sir. Steph three. Got it.
The greatest shooter this game has ever seen. The buzz in this building is incredible.
Here's Curry for the record. It's good. There it is. Stephen Curry. All-time three-point king of the NBA!
Yes, sir! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Three-pointer, number 2974. The man who changed the game stands alone.
I'm still trying to push the envelope, to be honest. I feel like there's, a lot left in the tank for the rest of my career. So I'm appreciative, it's surreal, but I'm not done yet.
Steph Curry breaking that all-time three-point record was the top moment of the year. So let's go through our top of the top plays of the year today. Let's start with top handles.
Oh, handles. That's all you, though.
Okay.
Point guard at Stanford, post player at Stanford.
Let me get that to you, Sinead.
Always, and I'll finish.
All right, Kevin Durant with the rock.
Oh, yeah, let's go back to K. Oh, man.
Made him sit down.
And made him slide.
And
that
Torrey
was fun.
Craig, that's a great defender. He got sitting down like that.
Yeah, but once you have momentum, you know how that goes. They just sort of slide you that way, sort of like MJ, right?
Yep, and the Brooklyn bench loses it. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's check out Chris Paul.
Okay. Oh!
Dribbling through the defenders, the point guard.
He got the tween the legs. Let's see that again. Watch this right here. Wide stance, Capella.
Oh, Garuba got caught slipping. And CP3 making it happen. Assists coming up next from top handles to top assists. Let's check it out, sis.
All right.
I think we got something from the Bulls. Let's check out. Oh,
okay. Oh, yeah, I remember this one.
Football, touchdown.
That was really more of a football pass. You're right. Like off the shoulder, right on target.
Half court dime to Zach.
I think Zach was even a little surprised. He kind of was like, oh, shoot.
I mean, Zach knew to run his lane, though.
He did.
Zach knew to run his lane. Hey, that was a point guard play, but let's check out Nikola Jokic, who's the point center right here.
This was one of the passes of the year. Oh. Like what? Oh, snap. Like the way he bends the ball.
Okay, and Monty Morris. Monty didn't know he was open.
Like the way he bends the ball, it's wild.
You have vision like that, right, Sinead?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
All right, not too many centers can make that play. All right, on to top buzzer beater.
Oh,
okay?
yes.
And these are always so exciting.
Oh, yes.
Devontae Graham with 1 second left. Game tied at 110. Oh!
This was the longest ever buzzer beater in 25 years. I think it was 61 feet. D. Graham.
Oh, what a heartbreaker, though, on the other side.
Yes. But Shea got his, though. Shea did get his after that.
Right. I mean, he got the shot first, and then Devontae Graham came back with it.
Shot, game winner, and then he did the Lamar. Remember?
Those poor fans. Yes. All right, let's go for top poster. Ooh, this is probably one of my favorite ones. Top poster. All right, Jared Allen. No.
He's been all over it. Okay, Roz, tell me this.
Top's all over Mason Plumlee. What's up, Sinead?
I feel like the hair makes it better. Right? I feel like the hair really makes it better.
Absolutely.
And then throwing it in, it's impressive. It's athletic. So I'm here for that.
It also gives you some height. All right, Jaylen Brown in the fast break. Get up.
Ooh. I like this one because you had elite defense on this play.
And elite defense. And I'm gonna give props to Miles Bridges, who came up there and was like, "Let me contest." This is somebody who's not afraid. All right, we got another play. How about the top alley-oop?
Okay. Okay, that's you and me. Let's
okay, let me throw you alive, Sinead. All right, we got coming out Miles Bridges.
Oh, okay, back to back.
We just had you on the other
We got to give him
now,
some Christmas love.
Okay,
Christmas
now we're going to give it back to you, Miles
Bridges. Look at
Bridges.
that. Bad pass, as Upper Room Vince would say, makes an even better dunk.
Yeah, good pass, Terry Rozier with that nice
Terry.
Come on, Terry.
All right. I like the end.
Look how far back Bridges cocked that, too.
That was
all right, next one. Ja! Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah.
I even like when Ja Morant misses dunks.
See, 100%. 100%. You know, the thing that's crazy, when you're smaller, it makes it that much better. But, like, He was looking at the rim, y'all. He was like looking at the rim.
Yeah, D'Anthony Melton with the sweet pass. Morant almost hit his head on the side of the backboard.
And then with the excellent
That is
face.
crazy. Well, Shanae, we still got more holiday spirit for these nice people, right?
Oh, yes.
All right, y'all. So both me and Shanae, we played ball at Stanford. I actually played with her bigger sister. I just missed Shanae.
I know.
But we're some nerds. And Shanae, I need a cheat sheet. You got one for me?
Let's go.
Give
It's
me the
time
answer.
for my holly jolly cheat sheet. And NBA fans know that there is no better present on Christmas Day than LeBron James. But the Lakers right now, low-key, Roz, need a miracle. And it will have to be delivered by the king himself. So here's everything you need to know, LeBron James Holiday Edition. So LeBron turns 37 in a few days. And how does he maintain his dominance as a scorer? Well, the answer is by expanding his range. Right now, he's making 2.6 threes per game, which may not seem like a lot, y'all, but it's his 5th consecutive year with a career high in made threes. So let me show y'all. Roll me my tape, producer Max, por favor. All right, check this out. Everyone knows LeBron James. He's expanded his range. He sees 2 defenders right here occupied, 12 feet of distance. He lines it up. Too late.
He made a good read there.
Too late, he's too great. Now check this. Everyone also knows when he reverses the ball dribbling, he's going to shoot. He's got a mismatch, the bonus there. 29.8 feet away from the basket. 2 hands up. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
He's the king for a reason. But it is still abundantly clear that LeBron has to get the people going. Because as you mentioned earlier, the Lakers are under 500, and their best chance at success is through his dimes, through his assists. Now check these numbers out. The Lakers as an entire squad are shooting 53% from the field and 41% from 3 off of LeBron James's passes. So basically, y'all, LeBron is creating the kind of looks that turn his teammates into snipers. I mean, look at that. So let's run the tape. All right, check this out. This is wild, all right? Against a sturdy defense right here. Ooh. Look at how many people are occupied, and you saw who's available on the wings. But look at how he engages the defenders the whole time. Makes it look like he's shooting, forces that final engagement, finds a shooter on the outside. This time it's Melo. You know what my favorite thing is? Melo.
3 to the
dome. All right, now this is through one of the crafty plays. Not many people can make this pass. Beautiful, beautiful setup for a layup. But like, what? Like, did you see that?
He got that vision.
That's his gift. So right now, the Lakers need LeBron James to make his threes, but more importantly, to make sure the team can keep going by knocking down. But like, how? 50 and like 40, that's anybody that gets a LeBron James pass right now. But I'm going to give you a pass because you hosting today.
Oh, let me see.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. Well, let me get my right hand.
Here, I got you.
All right, we give that back.
Okay, y'all don't even know.
Ooh.
We'll have more NBA Today after I get buckets this break. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Y'all can't guard this? No, I bet you the Lakers can't guard.
In the sparkles.
Oh, in the sparkles. Where's my light?
Finish it, sis.
I got you. All day, every day. You know what? Thanks, Seth.
Let's take a look at the Christmas Day lines. The Bucks are favored by 5 points over the Celtics after the line was just -3 earlier this morning. And the Warriors are 6-point underdogs in Phoenix. Now, aside from the rest game last week in Toronto, they have never been underdogs by more than 3.5 points this season. And the Nets are favored by a point over the Lakers. Welcome back to NBA Today. I'm Roz Goldon-Woodey. I'm here with Shanae. Perk is back. Zach is back. Y'all, we got the big news. The defending champion Milwaukee Bucks will host the Boston Celtics tomorrow. Zach, you reported before the show that Giannis will be back for that game. So, Zach, I'll start with you. What is the significance of Giannis's return for Christmas Day?
For Christmas Day, the Bucks have a better chance to win against the Boston Celtics. But let's zoom out for a second. Milwaukee's 20-13. No one's really paying attention. I mean, they just won the championship last year. Still nobody's paying attention. Giannis has missed a bunch of games. Middleton's missed a bunch of games. Drew Holiday's missed a bunch of games. Brook Lopez and Dante DiVincenzo have missed basically the whole season. Brook Lopez played 1 game. Bobby Portis is out. I'm telling you right now, when this team gets healthy, starting with Giannis coming back, when they get whole, depending a little bit on what happens with Brook Lopez, and depending a lot on what happens with Kyrie Irving, the Eastern Conference, it doesn't have a top 3 like Golden State, Phoenix, and Utah that's just powerhouse. No one's talking about the Bucks. They might be the championship favorites sitting there hiding in plain sight. No one's talking about Giannis. here's another prediction. He's going to come back, and he's going to get right back in the MVP race that everybody just assumes is Steph or KD, and the Bucks are going to make a run at the number 1 seed in the East.
Well, here it is. Tomorrow is what? Christmas Day. Tomorrow, what people want to do, eat and watch basketball.
I know that's
and
right.
what makes NBA basketball? The superstars. So when you have a superstar returning on Christmas Day, it's everything. See, Giannis has entered that conversation of almost being a megastar. He's known throughout the world, not just the country. And so when you turn on your TV, I believe at 2 o'clock, people are going to want to see Giannis because Giannis puts on the show. So when the NBA has a superstar returning / megastar, it's everything for the game of basketball. And Zach, I'm not even about to get into it with you because at the beginning of the season, I actually picked the Bucks to come out of the East when everybody was jumping on the Brooklyn
you want your
Nets.
credit?
Perk, I did too, and I'm not coming at Zach.
And that's not even so bold. They literally won the chip last year.
But I don't want my credit. But Zach was like, nobody talking about the Bucks. Nobody doing this. Nobody doing that.
Give Perk a Christmas cookie. Give Perk an extra Christmas cookie with
Give me
sugar
a
on
ladder.
top.
He needs
Give me a whole
right now,
platter.
Big Perk, Santa Perk needs a glass of milk. Let me just tell y'all this.
I'm dead.
I love this. Zach, you're right. Zach, you're right. I mean, he can creep into the MVP conversation because the numbers he's putting up, in limited games so far are the same numbers that got him his second MVP. And I'll say this is a Giannis Antetokounmpo effect. Did you know, thank you, producer Schwartz, Milwaukee, they're hosting the game on Christmas Day for the second straight year. I mean, you don't make that without Giannis. That's a Giannis. We're watching Christmas Day games in Milwaukee. A couple years back, would you have predicted that the last time the Christmas Day game started before Giannis was there? 1968. In the inaugural season. So, I mean, if there's a good example of what Giannis has done, he's literally brought Christmas to at least hoop fans in Milwaukee.
Okay, you came with the stats and the history.
I mean, always.
To everybody's point here, Zach, I mean, it's understood. We don't even have to say nothing. We know as long as Giannis is healthy and ready to go.
Perk, what's understood need not be explained.
Doesn't need to be explained.
But he wants his credit. That's it.
But we don't give credit. Okay,
That's
Perk,
it.
you did say that the Bucks could run it back and Giannis might be good again. Anyway, Giannis, he is cleared to play Christmas Day, so you guys be excited. Be sure to watch the Celtics at Bucks tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern on ABC. Now, before we go to break, here are the best Christmas moments in NBA history.
Give him the whole court. That's what they do. Here he goes. He scores. 60 points for Bernard King. 4-on-2, Michael Jordan. Oh, Ewing sets a screen. The shot is off. Loose ball. Ewing goes up. The basket counts.
Hardaway off the dribble. Goes right at Ellie.
Bryant. Bryant to the basket. Inside. Oh, what a finish from Bryant.
Mama, there goes that man.
Kicks, bumps for Mason. Away for the win.
Merry Christmas, San Antonio.
Throws left. Throws in the lane. Throws. Good.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Enjoy.
Wade finds James.
Grab that, put it under your Christmas tree.
Finds Jefferson inside. Throws it down again.
Mr. Jefferson is still moving on up.
Here comes Irving. Drives on Thompson. Irving spins. Puts up the shot. It's good. Irving does it again to the Warriors.
Uncle Drew does it again.
Welcome to NBA Christmas.
Hello, St. Nick. You deserve it all. You deserve it.
Especially when it's been a while, still holds a little bit of magic, even for veteran players. And the Phoenix Suns, remember, they haven't played on Christmas since 2009, and Chris Paul hasn't in 6 years. And so earlier this week, I sat down with Paul, and we talked about what it means to play on Christmas Day. Plus, he told me a story about Mikal Bridges and the origin of the point guard. Take a listen.
Paul zigging, zagging, and hitting. Chris Paul, a master maestro.
Paul puts it in like he's playing tap.
Paul finds Ayton for the flush.
That's not a bad lob target for the point guard.
The last time you played on Christmas Day was in 2015. What does playing on Christmas mean to you?
That's crazy, 2015, because I've been on teams, but that always reminds me that my teams have played on Christmas Day, but I've been injured. It's a huge honor because that's a big day for the league.
You play the Warriors. When you look back at your battles with Steph Curry, what memories stand out to you?
Steph is one of those people that challenges everything that you try to do as far as a game plan. Everyone always thinks about it offensively, but when you play against Steph, you got to go in there thinking defensively. It's basketball IQ. You got to be thinking on that same wavelength because every time you mess up, they're going to make you pay.
Curry goes right by it this time. Denied by Bridges.
Mikal Bridges was instrumental in shutting down Steph. What makes him such a special player?
Mikal Bridges guards every night. He always just try to remind me of one time I think he got a stop against me and he got a picture of it hanging up in his locker or something like that. I think he looks at it every night. Kel lucky he on my team right now, but he's just one of those guys too that go both ways. He hoops on the defensive end and the offensive end.
Ball driving, got bumped. Oh, Ayton on the cut and the jam.
That's outstanding vision by one of the all-time great, not just point guards, but players in the history of this game.
When did you start being called the point guard, and do you like it?
I don't know, but I'm grateful because I think what it symbolizes is playing the position at a high level the right way for a long time. I'm definitely appreciative for the moniker as far as playing the position that I play.
We had so much more to talk about, so you're going to be able to catch the full conversation on NBA Countdown. That will air tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be on the sidelines for Suns versus Warriors, and Roz Gould-Onwude is going to be making her debut as a radio analyst for that game. So Roz, there are so many storylines as I look towards this game, but which one stands out to you the most?
Yeah, Malika, well, for the Warriors, they're going to have in COVID protocol Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Damian Lee, all those players out means that there's an opportunity for the defense to focus in even more on defending Stephen Curry. And defending Steph takes a holistic approach. It's going to take mind, it's going to take body, it's going to take spirit, and Mikal Bridges has an opportunity to be the first line of resistance. You know, Mikal is long enough to deny Steph, to come out hard and contest and try to disrupt his shot, but he's also athletic and fast enough to recover, to try and beat him to a spot once Steph puts the ball on the floor. I'm very impressed with how Mikal has determination to try and get over the screen or have active hands, create deflections, and take up space. Now, all that physical, all that running around with Stephen Curry, that can affect the mental because it fatigues you. And when your body is fatigued, you know, it's hard to make good decisions. And when Stephen Curry gives up the rock, or it seems like the play is over, or when there is a broken play, that is a danger zone for the defense because Steph will burn you. You gotta stay alert. You cannot sleep. All right? It takes great concentration to defend Stephen Curry. And finally, I say the spirit, the emotional aspect of this holistic approach, because Steph is literally, he's the greatest shooter of all time. He's going to make some shots. So you can't be out there getting up too high or low, too low. Like, you got to stay steady and stay with it. And then just hope. After that, maybe get a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, and then just hope. I remember Seth Curry, his brother, told me one time that when you're guarding Steph Curry, sometimes it's just a little bit of magic and praying. That's what he tells his teammates. Hey, don't feel too bad if he makes it. Because he's going to. But Roz, this is going to be fun because I worked my very first NBA game was with you when I got to shadow you when you were the sideline reporter for the Golden State Warriors. So this is a full circle moment for us. So I am so excited to be on the sidelines with you tomorrow. But Roz,
girl,
are you ready?
I'm so proud of you, by the way. Also, people used to think we were sisters back in the day because we had the curly hair. They was like, "Oh, are you Malika or you Roz?"
And then we used to tell people we were cousins. We're like, yeah, that's my cousin. What are you talking about? But Roz, well, see, there you go. Well, we got another family member who is going to be coming to town because I couldn't get a hold of Santa Claus, but I heard Santa Perk may have a little something to say.
Ho, 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 hoop heads. Santa Perk in the house. Turn my mic up. Oh, that was nasty. Yeah, that's it. Go back. How's that last verse supposed to sound? I killed it. I got my peoples up in there.